I've been full-time on my hobby of game development for a few years now, but getting there took months of pain, experimentation, and lots of wasted time. And in this video, I'm going to save you a lot of that time, so listen up. Before we start, my name is Brian and I help you quit your 9 to 5 and turn your hobby into a business. So if you want to do this, you are like us. I built this channel specifically for ambitious people like you. The best thing you can do for yourself is to just pick a hobby and start making content immediately. Seriously, if you haven't done this yet, after this video, pick up your phone, put it on the face cam, and just record like 2 or 3 minutes of you rambling. The point isn't to get you views, it's just to start getting consistent at this, because once you post your first video, the timeline to your success actually starts. The longer you spend ruminating, the more you're putting that off. And also, everything posted on social media, no matter how bad it is, has a chance of catching a lucky streak and actually getting viral, so you might be missing out on that. My other channel, the one that has 128,000 subscribers, is a game development channel now, but actually my first video that I posted was a body transformation. It was literally just a bunch of clips on my phone that I had from me training, and I just put some music over it and edited it together into a transformation. If you're starting out but you already know quite a bit about your hobby, you're relatively experienced, it's best to have a link, some way for people to pay you so you can actually start making money from this as quickly as possible. And it doesn't matter, it can be something really simple. So if you want to teach people guitar, you can literally just make a Calendly link, a calendly.com, just have like a 30-minute event where someone can book a lesson with you. If your hobby is more artistic, put something up like an Etsy page or something. It literally takes like 30 minutes to set up. The chances of your product being bad when you first start YouTube are quite high, so you want to get past that stage before you've built a massive audience. You don't want to have this massive audience and feel paralyzed because you're scared of selling them something because you don't know how to. But if you don't know a lot about your hobby, me personally, the first game development video I made was literally about how I learned it in 7 days. I literally knew nothing about it going in, and I still managed to go full time fairly quickly. I actually got my first like 70, 80,000 subscribers just learning game development. But still, even if you don't know a lot right now, sooner rather than later, make sure you put something up for sale. I could have been making a lot more money a lot earlier if I did this. I have this game that I made back then that has 400,000 downloads on this game website called itch.io. But when I put it up for completely free. I could have enabled a donation option, so someone could have still got it for free, but donated if they wanted to. I enabled that the other day just to see how much money I would have gained, and it was about $10,000 that I lost out on, which at the time would have been huge. So as you start getting consistent with your content, build a system for yourself. Systems make it a lot easier to start the task because you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. I used to find it really hard to start things until I did this. And the system I had when I first started YouTube was a 4-day system. Day 1, I would script the video. Day 2, I would record the video. Day 3, I would edit it, and day 4, I would upload it. And I did that consistently for a number of months. Because of this system, I didn't waste any time thinking about what to do next. I knew exactly what I was doing, and it saved me a lot of time. Systems is what separates an entrepreneur from a 9 to 5 worker, because 9 to 5 workers follow somebody else's system, and entrepreneurs are the ones that create those systems. This first stage of YouTube, your first 50 to 100 videos, is a massive experimentation stage. You're thinking of your own ideas, you're stealing other people's ideas, you're basically finding something that sticks. During this period, you need to be researching a lot, you need to be making massive progress and improving with every upload. In this period, you're also learning to work for yourself and breaking all those bad habits. When I started, I was particularly bad. I would be able to be consistent with that system because it was realistic. It only took about an hour or 2 of proper work to get every task done, but it always took me way longer than it should have. In this period, you're trying a bunch of different things. I tried first making fitness videos, which didn't work. Then I made self-improvement videos, which didn't work. Then I made computer science videos, which also didn't work. And then I finally landed on game development, and you might have to do the same thing. Find something you like, find something with potential, and then we move on to the next stage. If you literally make succeeding at this your life's purpose, and you've do all your obligations, and then literally like 90% of your thoughts are directed towards this. As long as you stay consistent, you'll have your first viral success within 3 to 6 months. And this is where you're going to finally start making a proper income. But there's still a problem because it's going to be very sporadic. There's going to be big bursts of like $3,000, $4,000, and then the next month is going to be like $300. That's what happened to me. I'd have a video blow up, and then I'd have my next 5 videos be really quiet. Then another one would blow up, and then the next 5 would be really quiet. This kept me afloat, but it was really stressful because I was always chasing after the next viral video. This stage is where you refine your business and actually make systems that help you succeed long term and actually get a consistent income. Essentially, you found something that works, and now you have to refine it. The 3 criteria for the system you want to build are as follows. 1, it must actually let you enjoy your life outside of work. It must give you enough time to do that, and you must enjoy the process itself. The second criteria is that it must pay you, and it must pay you consistently. And the third criteria is that it grows over time. So we have something that we enjoy, that consistently pays us, and that grows over time. Start experimenting with a bunch of different content styles and products using that first viral success as a base. For your product, you must find one that your audience will actually buy and one that you actually enjoy fulfilling. And for your content, it's much of the same. You need to find a style of content that you're going to enjoy making long term, and a style of content that's going to lead to sales. And the word sales, not views, is actually quite important here, by the way, because usually content that gets you way more views doesn't get as many sales. Usually it's better to make content that gets slightly less views but attract someone that will watch you consistently and are more likely to buy your products. So for me, I could have kept making these viral videos with these crazy ideas and get like 3 million views every other video, but I opted against that because it doesn't pay as well as you think. Instead, I opted to make videos which got 500,000, 600,000 views, but led to way more sales of my game because the videos were actually on topic and they spoke about my game and they spoke about what my audience liked, which was tower defense games. That was the little niche I found myself in. Over time, you're gonna have to develop a content strategy and a product strategy that gets you the best results. And actually, this system is what you're gonna teach your employees if you want to hire people in the future. Right now, my focus is on building systems for this channel. But back when all of my focus was on the other channel, I'm gonna tell you my system that got me to $10,000 a month, and you can probably steal some stuff from this. The first thing it started with was always the video idea. I'd think of a title and thumbnail that would get clicks, and I'd use that to either plan what game I'd make in the next video or what I'd add to my current game if I wanted to make a video on the game I was making. I would think of my video idea first, some title and thumbnail combo that I thought would do well, and then I'd use that to plan either what game I'd make in my next video if I was making a new game, or what I'd add to my current game if I was making a series. And that was usually structured around a bunch of stuff that I had to add to make a functional game that I would then sell on Steam, but also a few things that would capture people's attention. This planning process usually took a day, and I also had a smaller process for thinking of viral video ideas. Then the majority of my time would be the fun part of my hobby, which is making the games, which is what I actually enjoyed doing. For the next 3 or 4 weeks, I would just develop my game. And then every now and again, I would record a clip of something I added for the video. And then I'd just write down in a notes section what my thoughts were about it at the time. After I finished adding everything on my list, I would start making the video. And eventually I developed a system for making the video too. And the videos used to take me 2 weeks to make, and I ended up cutting it down to 3 days, and I lost 0 quality, by the way. The first thing I'd do is go on that document with all of my thoughts, and have another empty document next to it, and then I'd cut out about 80% of those thoughts, anything that wasn't fun, useful, or entertaining, or didn't add to the story, and I'd come up with a script for the video. Then I'd just read that script out, record a voiceover, and then my system for editing the video was as follows. I'd do this thing called editing editing in sweeps. I'd first import the audio, cut out all of the silences, and then add J-cuts to it so there's no pauses in the talking. If you don't know what J-cuts are, you can look it up, it's quite simple. Then I'd just go through each audio clip and I'd pair it with the video clip that I recorded whilst I was working on my game. Each thought that I wrote down in the initial notes usually had a clip to go along with it, so that made it so much easier for me. Once all of those were put in, I'd go through every single clip, I'd crop it to fit the screen because there was a bunch of other stuff in the recording, and this is the time I'd usually do all the pans and zooms and all of that. Then I'd go through all the video again and add any funny effects, memes, jokes, anything like that, and then I'd do the same thing for the transitions and the transition sounds, the sound effects, and the music. Doing it step by step like this saved me a lot of time because I didn't have to switch my attention between 7 different tasks anymore. Then I'd make the thumbnail, which I also had a system for, and then I'd post the video. Before this system, one video took me 2 months to make. After, I could get them out every 2 weeks if I wanted to. Creating this system took me from a very unpredictable, sporadic income to making $15,000 in consistent sales per month from my commercial product, which is a Steam game. And the crazy thing is, I didn't even realize that I was making a system in the first place. I just naturally fell to a certain way of doing things and it happened to work for me. After I went viral, I still didn't have this system in place. So not only was my income sporadic, I also had to work a lot more than I wanted to. Before that system, I was still happy because I'd broken free. I didn't have to go to my 9-to-5 job anymore, but my income was still very unpredictable and the amount of work I do in a given day was also very unpredictable. Everything didn't really have a structure to it. And thanks to this system I built, I can now work less. I work about 4 hours a day on average now, but I could get away with a lot less, especially if I wasn't doing this channel. I can go traveling whenever I want. I spent 4 months in Thailand from January to May, and I'm probably gonna go back soon, I'm not gonna lie, because I really like it over there. I can actually enjoy my life. It's summer right now, and I used to be in an office just looking outside the window, just knowing that I'm missing a sunny day. Now I can go on a walk every day. Whenever there's a family event or some friends doing something and I want to join, I don't have to ask my manager, my daddy, for permission anymore. I can just go. I can plan around it because I'm my own boss. And doing what I said in this video will allow you to have this life for yourself. If you want to know in way more detail how to do this, right now I'm actually building a full system for turning your hobby into a business from start to finish. So if you're interested, you can join the waiting list for it in the description so you can be notified when it's out. See you next video.